Psalm 133 is short, but for a long time, I just never got the point, or I just never fully understood it until recently. My name is Gray. I am going through the book of Psalms. I am looking at Psalm 133, which is a Psalm of David. Very short, 3 verses, but it's one of those that I just never got until recently. Let me explain. Let me read. First 2 verses is how good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. So first verse is celebrating the union of God's people, Christians, as we come together. It says it is good and pleasant. And the example that it gives of how good and pleasant it is odd, because it says it is like precious oil poured on the head, running down on the beard, running down on Aaron's beard, down on the collar of his robe. And I always used to think, what has oil running down a man's face, not a man's, but Aaron's face, got to do with the unity of God's people? And here's the thing that I've learned. In Exodus chapter 30, there's this part where Aaron, who was the priest at the time of Moses, was being anointed. And what that meant for the people when they saw him being anointed was that this man has been set apart. He's been sacred. That means there's blessedness. There's what's the word I'm looking for? Sacred. Consecrations. Yes, that's the word I was looking, consecration. And for them, that means it was something to celebrate, because all of a sudden then we have someone who stand before us, and that's when you and I come together in the unity where Christians come together. It not only shows our unity, but it also shows our consecration through the love of Jesus Christ and through the Holy Spirit. And that's what it meant. I was like, that's great. And verse 3, it says, it is as if the dew of Hermon were falling on Mount Zion, for there the Lord bestows his blessings, even life evermore. So the dew that is on Mount Hermon, that starts to melt, and they gather together and they run and they form a river, and that river feeds into Mount Zion, which is Jerusalem, so that it feeds. So it is the same thing. Our unity as we come together as Christians, we are sustaining other people's lives in so many different ways. So this very short psalm just encourages us to continue as Christians, brothers and sisters, to come together, because as people see it, they rejoice in knowing that there is unity in the Christian body. That means there's consecration, there's sacredness, there is the presence of and the love of God there. I love that. Yeah, so as Christians, let's continue to gather together, not only at church on Sunday, but through Bible studies and various other activities. God bless you.